And hello. Welcome. Welcome back to another stream and another episode of Tales of Arise. So last time was that was a real emotional roller coaster, wasn't it? Boy, oh man, oh geez, oh golly, oh gee. So we went on a trip to find a spaceship, which we found. we certainly found it. And whenever we got news, so we cleaned out the Wedge. You know, we went to the Wedge, we dealt with that. So now that's no longer siphoning energy back up to Lenegis and probably Rena after that. But the remains are still there. And while we could clear up the remains of the Wedge, we decided that would only be buying us time. So instead of doing that, why don't we just take the fight up there to Lenegis itself? So we needed a spaceship to do that. Of course. And luckily for us, old Alphen here, he came from Lenegis or Rena, apparently. You know, according to his memories, he was up there 300 years ago. And this ship came down here. We was in cryogenetic sleep for some reason. For the past 300 years, and here it is. Still in working condition, still in working order. So now, we're going to be heading up there to Lenegis. See what's feeling like the endgame. Like, I've been saying this, like, we're at the halfway point, but let's just be real. Games aren't as long as they used to be. You know, back in the day, games would be hundreds of hours long, but now they put so much effort into details, you know? They put so much time and effort into all the little details that games are a lot shorter nowadays. They're a lot more compact, which is fine. That's fine. So I'm assuming that they were probably getting close to the end game. Sad, but them's the breaks. Yeah. And so since this is getting close to the end game, I'm thinking that we should probably maybe look at stuff like this, the side missions that we've got going on, like the Navira snowplanes. There's I don't want the details. There's this one, the Phantom Flower Navira, which I'm thinking we can probably do now, considering we are level 44, and that thing was like level, what, 54? So, I think we are within our means to deal with that. Also, we've got skill points, which I should be looking into, but we'll deal with that in a second. Still, I think that's pillaging. I'm pretty sure that's pillaging. Looks really cool, whatever it is, wherever that is. But yeah, so I'm thinking we're going to try those out first. We're going to see what's going on here on Dahna, and then probably, you know, if that, you know, kicks our butt, I'm not going to worry about it too much, and instead we'll just go straight on up to Lenegis. So, let's see what's going on. But first, before we do any of that, you know, my food is kind of low, so we may as well...
You guys want to rest here?
We may as well rest here. Yeah, I haven't played any on my own, so, you know, what you saw last time was where we're at.
Huh? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, we thought we'd turn the tables and critique your appearance for a change.
Oh.
It's not fair if we're the only ones subjected to it.
What?
Did you guys hear? Apparently, she found that dress of hers in some old ruins.
Alphen, we haven't heard from you yet. Would you care to tell us your verdict?
Sure, I guess. To be honest, when I first saw Shion in that dress, I
Quit it!
was absolutely captivated.
Alright, I think that's enough fun for one day.
Also, that reminds me, I set my audio up a little bit, because during the last stream of this, it sounded kind of like the lows were just too low. The highs were pretty high, but I mean, the low points in audio were a little too low. So I upped the audio a little bit. Also, with Days Gone, the other series I'm playing, it definitely seemed like it was a little too low. So hopefully, now that I've upped it a little bit, it'll be better. And I mean, we'll just keep upping it until we're good. So attack up. I'm thinking defense up would be a better one to get. We got a defense up small, but that's not really what I want. Medium, that's pretty good. Yeah, why not? Let's do defense up medium. Is there a defense up large? I don't think so. No, there's not. So, curry is our poison for the day.
This is great. The taste and aroma will blow everyone away.
Yeah. Alright. And then anyone wants to talk? We'll talk with
Shion,
Sean.
could we talk a moment?
Because of course we will. Of course we will. Now, today, I woke up and I was like, wow, I'm tired. It's just one of those days, you know, where it's cold weather outside, warm in the house. I could go for another nap, even though I just woke up a little bit ago. I'm in a good mood though, you know. I'm not feeling tired.
Did you get enough sleep?
Hard to explain, you know. It's like when you're tired, but you're not tired. You feel rested, but you're still tired. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But oh well. Navira Snowplains, let's go here and let's try it out, you know? Let's try it out. See what's going on. See what this level
We've reached our
54
destination.
boss monster. Just how bad are you? Just how bad are you? Alright. Before I do that though, I do want to save, just considering this is going to be a boss fight, you know, that I might not be able to do. If we lose the boss fight, I'd much rather... Well, we can retry, so... I'd much rather just
A little water's not going
reload.
to hurt it.
Do a little bit of save scum, you know? I'm not above it. I'm not above it.
Look out!
Okay, so we did see this before.
Stay calm, love.
We did see this scene before, but now we're gonna actually try it. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't actually too bad. 'Cause, I mean, he just did stuff like that.
Focus or you'll get hurt.
He just did like the little charge attacks. But it's high level, so it's got a lot of health. He does a lot of damage to us. Made it so that I didn't really want to try. Oh yeah, he does keep charging us. I guess Kisar would be useful, huh? Oh, Blizzard Boom! Sounds cool. Okay, and do it now, Kisar. Yeah. Eat dirt. Shion, why not? And Law, why not? Yeah, we're doing a lot better. But we also are way higher level than we were when we did this the first time. Or attempted to do this the first time, I should say. The charge attack is really not too bad, quite honestly. I need to be careful about that, though. The Dragon Swarm attack is powerful, sure, but this thing does do a lot of damage. I'm pretty sure we can do this now. Just be careful with it. Just be careful with it. Just be careful with it as much as we can. Alright. Vacuum blades are probably more... Ow, the turnaround. Oh, I like that. Hey, Kisar, do it again. Yay. And may as well do one of these. Like 300,000 hit points. It's definitely... This thing's definitely strong. But, I think we're within our means. Dolim and Renwell. Beautiful.
What did I tell you?
Beautiful. Yeah, don't get in our way if you know what's good for you. Looks like he's charging up. Oh ho ho.
Watch out! It's changing its attack.
Cool. Changing its attacks, huh? Kinda... I mean, he's got like the donkey kick. Ooh.
How do you like being pounded? Not like
That was kind of funny. How do you like getting pounded? Just to get knocked.
I won't give up.
Wow. Okay. It's within our means, I think, but I think maybe it's still a little over Still a little over, considering, like, I can get out of this. It does a little donkey kick, and then it does that fire attack. It's one of those things where it's not really got a bad attack pattern, but considering how much damage it's doing, on top of, oh, look at that. That's how much damage it's doing on top of all of us attacking. I feel like this probably wouldn't be the best idea. But, you know, life's made of bad ideas. So why not? Ouchie. Double demon thing. You dashed forward when you did the double demon thing. Yeah, that one attack, actually. That one attack can insta-kill anyone, so. It's doing at least 3,000, so yeah. Not exactly an attack I want to be doing. Didn't realize that the double demon thing pushed me forward like that. Can you stop doing fire attacks? There we go. Somebody's doing a water attack. Might want to back up there. Not hard to see its attack patterns. Alright, why not? Do this. I don't think we're going to win this fight, but we'll go. We'll see how far we can get, considering we're almost a quarter of the way down. Definitely seems to be more of a after we get down from Lenegis or post-game type of fight. Ow. Not like this. Never like this. And double him as well, why not? If nothing else, this is a pretty good way to get ourselves back to, you know, reattuned to this game. Also, why are we not using life bottles? Don't know. Yeah, we're only doing. Yeah.
Sorry.
That felt about right. So, good to know. Good to know. Even though its attack patterns aren't bad. And it's you know, it's tanky, got a lot of health, but I feel like we're still a bit under-leveled for it, especially considering we can get one hit by those one attacks. It was worth a try. But I don't think we will do that right now. Okay, so activity records, anything else we can do? Owl Forest. Have we already been back there? Yeah, I think we have, actually. The tower, that's the temple, there's this one, the strongest book, the rarest book, and this one, which, yeah. If we can't do this one, I don't really fancy our chances against the, against that giant, where am I going? Against that giant slime that's at the end of that one cave system. So, let's just not worry about it.
We've reached our destination.
May as well, just go up to Lenegis then. Take off? I suppose we will. I'm kind of concerned considering this feels very endgame, but let's see what it holds.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
Indeed.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
I mean, it's a ship.
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
Fall Knights?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Sounds pretty cool.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but, well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dahna alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good?
Oi.
All right. Then let's go.
To space. Now we know that. Look at that. It's all cleaned up now. But we know from the ship and everything that we're not going to be actually piloting towards the planet or whatever it's called. I mean, it's more like a Death Star than anything. We're going to be, not actually flying towards it, which is probably for the oh, but it looks freaking cool. Ah.
I can still hardly believe it.
Ah.
Believe what?
That we're in space?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Dahnans feel pretty small too, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
We just took off.
There are better ways to use your time than napping.
Aw.
We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically
Alright
just
then.
here to supervise.
In that case,
I know what that
she's
feels
all
like.
yours.
Your party disbanded.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
But at my last job, it was pretty similar to that. There was a machine that I was in charge of, and it was pretty much automatic. You push in what you wanted to do, and then you just spectate it. You just observe it to make sure that it doesn't mess up. So I know what that feels like. It's awfully boring. It's awfully boring. So I'll liven you up a little bit with some talk, with some spirits.
Something wrong?
No, I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Very true.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
Alright. Nice, Shion. You supervising Dohalim, supervising the ship?
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? Before you came to Dahna.
Yeah,
Let's
we really
just
don't know
say
too much.
I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean they experimented on you?
Damn
That's right.
scientists.
All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look
Yeesh.
they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse.
Fantastic.
Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's
Wink.
exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Xion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Dahnan victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
Who knows?
You bet we can pull it off.
I mean,
We
yeah,
have
yeah,
to.
totally.
It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Ah, that's nice. It's nice to see Xion all. Hey, our livestock has reached maturity. Too bad we are a couple nocturnal miles away from them. It's nice to see everybody's got a pep in their step now. Especially after that. Is this supposed to be a... What even is that? But even after that, or after that little bonding session we had before we took off. Nice to see everybody all fired up. What even is... Like, I get this is supposed to be a bench, or like a cafeteria table, but this thing... is a place to store some of the food, I guess? Renwell and Law talking together,
Hey,
huh?
Alphen, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking, and...
Oh.
Hey, shut up!
Oh.
What's got Law all flustered?
No.
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
That's fair.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
No.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dahna in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
Love it. Love to leave those two to their banter. How's Kasara doing though, considering she's the one that's... She's always, you know, whenever we take any boat rides, she's the one getting sick. Is the starship different? Hopefully. What are these? They gotta be important, right? Probably. Oh, and I guess this is where I was sleeping, huh? Cryogenic stasis. Gotta love it.
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
No, that's
Glad
good.
to hear it.
Yeah.
That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Ooh.
Oh, you don't say. That should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean... you were inside for 300 years?
Yes,
It sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
Yeah, it's strange.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Not really. My
Of
memory's
course.
bad.
That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Dahnans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh?
Just a bit.
Let's take things one step at a time.
Just a bit. But oh well. It's nice regardless. Yeah, I was feeling like these were... healing pods were probably out to cryogenic sleep. Still gotta wonder though. My mic is so far away from me. Ah, there we go. You gotta wonder why it was 300 years ago that Alphen slept. Like, what was the point of that? Did Naori want Alphen to sleep for 300 years? I assume so, but why? What's the difference between 300 years later and 200 years, or 400 years, or what? I don't know. Don't get it. Look at that, though. Beautiful, beautiful. We're not. I don't think we're moving though, which is strange. Anyways, what's up, Dolim? I've made my rounds.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Renans.
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dahna. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dahna even if they wanted to.
Why would they want to, though?
Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Dahnan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
I mean, I want to know.
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
But that's a power only you can control, or sort of control.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Yeah.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait
That's a good thing.
second. Are you... He is! Law's blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so.
Yeah, I'd
Lenegis
say
is too
so.
deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pillaging.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dahna, we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
Boing, boing, boing.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them.
Alright, to Lenegis we go. Nice. You see, I saw that on the PlayStation Store right now. The Mass Effect game, the remastered versions, are on sale. I was really tempted to buy those, because I don't know, I've kind of been feeling a spacey theme as well. At least we get this to kind of scratch that itch.
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Fair, I suppose.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
Probably.
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
Huh. That's wishful thinking.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're
Yeah.
lucky, the Renis Alma too.
Yeah.
Any idea where we should start looking?
Not really. I just kind of like to wander aimlessly. Seems
There
to
is
work
an
out.
area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Hey, you're the
Forbidden?
boss.
What are they hiding?
Or the
I
Rena
don't
expert,
know.
at least.
Hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a sovereign in our midst.
Oi.
In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman.
I wonder if that red woman was back there all those years
Hiding
as well.
something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
Yeah, it would.
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
Honestly, they probably thought you
There's
were
only
dead.
one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
The danger zone. Members have left, have returned. Yay.
Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans.
Ooh.
A capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less.
Ooh.
Who knows what we'll find on the other side.
Ooh. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm in the mood for it. You know, for some reason, I'm just in the mood for this. It's a spacey game. Usually not too crazy about space games. Like, they're fun, but I don't know. I like fantasy, like swords and stuff like that. So going to space is usually kind of the opposite of that. But I mean, I don't know, right now I am in the mood for this. This feels... this is cool looking. Alright, so we got some skid. I I didn't read
Thinking
what it
about
said.
what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
No,
For
the
such a
heebie-jeebies.
loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
Yeah, liven up the place.
So how many Renans actually live in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
There's Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
Yeah, it's no surprise. I was kind of expecting it. Okay, what's this? Takeoff. Oh. Huh. So yeah, we can go back to the Berg volcano now. I don't really need to, but it's nice to see that that option is available to us. Alright. Ah, Miguel, deceased. Yes, yes. Don't need to bring up the dead. Oh, look at this. What is going on here? What is going on here? Looks like things haven't changed in the last 300 years, huh, Alphen? I guess this is whenever it was transforming, it probably did a lot of damage to the actual living quarters, right? Look at that.
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
Did you not see Lenegis transform?
When Lenegis changed shape,
Yeah.
it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the Wedge down to Dahna?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
Evil
I
people
would
are
think
evil.
the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Somebody recognizes him?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dahna participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dahna, then?
Heard what?
Apparently not.
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
That was the woman, right? That,
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Doe?
He seems nice. He seems friendly enough. For a Renan. Can we start calling you Doe now? No?
So
Is that a
who's
no-do?
Faria?
Law?
Seriously, Law.
If what Avakir said is true, It would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dahna.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the Wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Dahnans poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two.
Go, Team Renan!
The Dahnans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
Woof. Woof, woof.
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just... unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dahna, and then sending it to Rena.
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their endgame is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
But we had a
You
skip.
heard
We had to talk about
We
it.
don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
Well, alright then. But an afterthought. That's actually what this skip was called as
I've
well.
been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
Yeah, probably
What do
not.
you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration to avoid all this chaos.
Yeah, you'd think, wouldn't
Ordinarily,
you?
yes. You'd think so. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Sorry. That probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along. This place is a mystery, that's for sure. Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shion. I'm sure we will.
Onward we trod then. Hey dude, how you doing? Anything's done for? Residential quarters falling apart. Yeah, that was helpful. I think I'll stick to talking to people with stars over their heads. Aww, kids got all hurt. At least they got magic arts. Magic healing arts.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands.
Oy.
Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We
Even if it's
have
unnecessary.
no choice but to grin and bear it.
This is a little,
But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dahna.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
a silver tongue as
As
always.
your lordship wishes. First, Lenegis mutates beyond recognition. Now, this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Much thanks. Thank you very much.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Well, the rest of them are dead, so, I feel like he's a shoo-in for it. Well, I guess Voran's questionably dead, you know. We killed him, But did we really? Because we can't find the body. Still think it would be hilarious if we find Boron at some point in time and he's just dead on a throne with a bunch of his cult members still worshipping him. Like, oh, praise be, praise be. Alright. May as well help him out a little bit. In all my years, never have I seen such potent healing arts. Thank you so much for taking the time to help an old woman like me. Don't worry about it. Fancy parfait recipe? Oh, hell yeah.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Yeah, never really thought about that. It's always Xion doing the healing. Been interesting they swapped it back and forth, considering we got Dolium now. Ooh, interesting. Interesting technology. Alright, what's up?
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you.
Nah.
I descended to Dahna during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but
You sound
we're looking for a
downtrodden about
woman
that.
dressed all in red. Have you
Interesting.
seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah, considering everyone wears white around here.
Yeah. What about down on Dahna during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
We're the
Never
ones
mind.
asking the questions,
Forget I
damn it.
asked. Sorry to take up your time.
There is the outfit. I was thinking, we have an outfit for Xion. That's, what, Noble Crimson? It'd been fun if we was wearing this one when we talked to that guy. A woman all in red, huh? No, you haven't seen her. Anyways, what do we got down this way? More people are hurt, but, they're fine. You, what's up?
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best.
I suppose.
I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dahna competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Yeah, what can you say? He's a nice guy.
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Oh, he
Well,
really
we've
does have a
canvassed
silver
the city
tongue.
for information. What do you think?
I think
No
we go
one
to
has
that light.
the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent. Which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth. That Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah. That one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
And that's
The
why I'm a
Sovereign's
punk.
plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dahna? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
Yeah.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
That's fair,
No,
actually.
I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Is Rena just like a
Assuming what I
glassed
believe
planet?
to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Yeah, bring up good
Whoever
points.
wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Dahnan. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second.
Probably.
You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you?
Is she
The
the Sovereign?
ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's
Possible,
something
yes.
else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dahna, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
It's just over there, but alright. That's a lot of talking that's making my brain feel fuzzy, you know? Oh, I apparently triggered the cutscene just by walking a step to the right.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do.
Do their best.
I mean, their sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dahna.
I'm really thinking that maybe all the Renans are on Lenegis or Dahna. But Rena itself, especially with what Dolim and Shion was saying, there might just be nothing on Rena. It might just be devoid of life. Like maybe they drained all of the resources and the entire planet, it's just a hollow shell of what it used to be. And maybe that's why they're draining all the resources from Dahna to support their living here on Lenegis. It's the best I could think of. And also, Red Woman being sovereign, that seems like that might be a possibility. And Volron being the guy who becomes sovereign, quote unquote, for like ceremonial purposes. I feel like that maybe is true. So Volron's definitely alive. He's definitely alive. There's just no way he's not alive at this moment, right? There's just no way. It'd be hilarious if he wasn't, but I'm pretty sure he's just alive. Huh. Brain hurt, fuzziness. Got that spicy brain now.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Yeah.
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Oh, so if you are a lord and then become not a lord, you don't win the crown contest? You just don't, I guess? You just become a normal citizen again?
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now.
Yeah, it is interesting. What about past lords? We're gonna run into any of those?
Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Except for the fact that they were dicks. I mean, Balsif was so cruel. Ganabelt was conniving. Almadria was manipulative. And just crazy. And Volron was just plain old crazy. Dohalim's the only one that had any sense of humanity whatsoever. That's about all we knew, though.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Dahnans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It does. It does. Like, do they have family here, I wonder? Interesting, running into, like, Balsif's mom and just being like, oh, I can't wait until my son comes back home. Hopefully he wins the crown contest. That'd be pretty. Just some, like, dainty little old lady.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals?
I think we will. That'd be pretty interesting.
Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dahna, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Yeah. Alright. Renans and their lords. I like it. It's a side quest, huh? Alright. Is it a side quest, though? I don't know. It is. It is indeed. Alright, Lenegis citizenry.
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet,
not as bad,
weirdly,
but
none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Yeah.
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Dahnan city we visited.
No,
I used to think it was
a
impossible to build
close
an
bet.
ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point,
Definitely.
not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
Well,
it's still
shit,
too
then.
early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed.
Pretty
I
sure.
say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
Especially to Renans, apparently, considering everyone else. Like, Dohalim and Xion was just like a red woman. With at Balsif's side, at Ganabel's side, really, I didn't notice anyone. So, yeah. At least she's very, very proficient at obscuring her presence towards Renans. Alright, the art of conversation, which is Dohalim seems to be a master of.
Tell me, Dohalim,
Yeah.
has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
This silver tongue, of
You know,
course.
when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
This was in the demo,
I'm afraid
actually.
I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
And the big fancy
So
words
there
up too.
is a knack to it. How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Yeah,
Now
pretty
you
much.
got me curious. Is there special training to master?
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
Quite.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What? They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
Those are some,
Hey! What's
thick with
this
sarcasm
Alphen
words.
all of a sudden?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
Do you have business with me, peasant? What is it that you wish? I remember that one from the demo, and it was quite funny back then too. Even better now that we really know Dolim. You want to know which lord I support? Why? You out canvassing for someone? I'm with His Excellency. Walsey Teldillies. You probably know him better as Lord Boss. That. Lord Bossack's real name is Walsey Teldillies. I don't know which one's better. I don't know which one's better. It sounds like such a nerdy, dorky name. His nickname is Lord Bossack. Not a lot of people consider him to be a giant brute. And believe me, I realize he can be an aggressive man. Putting it mildly. What those people don't realize is how much he looks after the members of his house. It's fair to say that House Teldillies doesn't enjoy much esteem. Those of us who serve it will be the first to admit that. But His Excellency always stands up against any who would mean us harm. Of that we can be sure. This guy's also got the same voice actor as that old man, the gourmet. His efforts in the crown contest aren't only for his family, but to improve the standing of each and every member of his house. I owe so much to His Excellency. Could never dream of serving any other lord. Well, you better start dreaming, buddy, because he's D-E-D dead. That's not how you spell
Boss
dead,
had it in him to care
technically,
about
but
someone other than himself? Really?
that is
It's
shocking.
possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
That's true.
Even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
Lord Ballsack. Which one you support? I'm gonna assume that it's Lord Dolim. You've returned. I see you brought aides with you. Do you remember who I am, my lord? Surely you must, yes? Not only do I support House Ilcaris, but more specifically his lordship personally. So much so, I've been trying to share my appreciation of his lordship to any who will listen. In fact, I was planning to publish my extensive writings on the subject through this very terminal for all to read and enjoy. But since the lines appear to be cut due to the recent tumult, I've been unable to upload them. I have no idea what tumult means. I mean, I can take an educated guess, but... I know, since you're all here, I'll just read them aloud. Oh boy. There exists a most handsome man, a man who radiates beauty, whose every word, every syllable, is divine poetry. He hails from the famed house Ilcaris, and his name, Lord Dolim. Music is his passion. The arts his great love. The scores of boorish, uncouth men of this land cannot begin to compare to his magnificence. So refined and majestic is his posture. Why, the mere thought of it brings me to ecstasy. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Once he becomes our sovereign, Rena shall bloom anew, ushering in an era of prosperity for our grand civilization. You know, I'd grant you that one. I feel like, definitely out of all the lords, Dolim's the one that I would like to be the sovereign the most, if he so desires, and what have you. Until that glorious day comes, I shall forever be praying for his victory, morning, noon, and night. Well, what do you think, my lord? I poured my whole heart into hoping to capture your essence. Wait, I forgot to mention anything about his lordship's love for collecting things. Must take this time while the lines are down to a pendant. Only then will my masterpiece be complete.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, I never think anyone would ever try to tear me away from House Valkyris. What do you want? Don't tell me you work for Lord Dolim or that dreadful Lord Almadrea, do you? You don't? Ah, well, don't scare me like that. Even though we have Lord Dolim just over there. Yeah, don't worry about it. To answer your question, I come from a family that has served House Valkyris for generations. Indeed, I'm doing all I can to support Lord Ganabelt behind the scenes so that he might emerge victorious. Many think him to be a cruel man, but I insist they're utterly mistaken. He's just a conniving man. Though I won't deny he can be strict. Puts Rena's interests front and center like no one else. Why, he advocates that rather than stay confined to Lenegis, we should get on with colonizing Dahna and expand our horizons. That way, we will become masters of both worlds, the twin worlds, which they don't refer to it as, considering that puts them on equal footing. That's something that I've read many a times on that little loading screen. Anyways, and overturn our current minority status on Dahna's surface. That is why he seeks to become our next sovereign. Tell me, is there a greater, more noble ambition than that? I think not. It is a pursuit of power for the advancement of all our kind. It is what makes him an exemplary lord, a model above all others. Though I was unable to accompany him myself, my two sons have been blessed with the honor of joining him on the surface. As their father, it fills me with endless pride. Sorry to say, but I've probably killed your sons then.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
Not really.
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Dahnans?
'Cause he was a dick. That only saw Dahnans as means to an end. Alright, so it looks like we gotta go to the next area to get the rest of those. I like this though, I'm really enjoying that. You know, getting a little bit of background information on all of them. All of the lords we have dealt with. I'm kind of surprised actually that we had somebody talking about Dolim though. Also I like talking like that, with that kind of like nose to the sky, snooty attitude. Oh, quite.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed, the effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here.
Yeah, look at that.
Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. What's up? Which lord do you worship?
Pardon me.
Oh, she looks pissed off. This area falls under the sole jurisdiction of House Canias. Why do their last names have to be so complicated? I have to go and make things so complicated. I must ask you to depart at once. Surely you don't claim to be ignorant of our famed house, ruled over by the esteemed Lord Almadrea. Alright then. If so, I urge you to listen well. In fact, I bid you listen carefully regardless. Have you ever noticed how in history of Lenegis, only a few women lords have emerged to compete in the crown contest? Many have theories as to why this might be, but Lord Almadrea quashed the doubts of any naysayers through sheer might. In fact, not only did she usurp her father and previous family master, she also removed her older brother to claim the seat for herself. That sounds not very nice. God, but then again, they might have been terrible people. I don't know. She's a woman who stops at nothing to get what she wants. Gives her enemies nary the slightest opening to strike. Until we freaking came in and murked her ass. Except it wasn't even us. Meh. Same thing. Truly, Lord Almadrea is a woman of talent. No one in all of Rena better exemplifies the virtues of our nation's meritocracy. Meritocracy? I don't know that word. Soon the age of a glorious woman sovereign reigning over Lenegis shall be upon us at last. I mean, I'm kind of thinking that you might already have a woman sovereign. That red woman seeming like she might be the sovereign, considering how she kind of like watches over everything, you know? I'm wondering about it. I'm thinking that it might. Well, she didn't give me any good points about her.
Willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she apparently just wasn't a nice lady at all. Period. All right, in the last one.
Ridiculous.
This is be Volron, right? Yeah, it'd have to be. Now loathsome. I was just reading about Volron. Can I help you?
Okay.
I was always an ardent supporter of Lord Wagil Hildris. Or Wagil Hildris. Why do they always end in Dris as well? I guess because Lenegis, so everyone's name has to end in something is? Perhapsably? Or not for his sudden death down on the surface, I likely still would be. Huh? In my eyes, Lord Urwagil is the true Water Lord. I don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident, like they say. As for how Volron runs Ganeth Harrows, don't get me started. I hear he enslaves not only Dahnans, but even his fellow Renans. We may live in a society where to the victor go the spoils, but his actions go against what we as a people stand for. Besides, just what sort of family line is this house Ignaceri of his anyway? Never heard of it until he came along, which much means they must be the lowest dregs of society. Such an ignoble lineage can suddenly produce an astral artist capable of ascending to lordship. It's unheard of. None of it makes any sense, not to mention all this upheaval around here of late. What is happening to our people?
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Harrows changed so abruptly.
Oh,
Didn't you
yes.
have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary, remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Except for Almudrea.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Not really, but it was fun.
I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Yeah, I mean, people are people,
Rinwell.
regardless.
Am I wrong?
Not
really.
at all.
Being a Dahnan doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and
Look at our party.
Dolan definitely make a good case for it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
But Almudrea was still, even her little backstory wasn't... I don't know if she ever cared for anyone, personally. I feel like she only cared about power. But that reminds me, I got some skill points, so may as well look at this real quick while we've got a moment. Okay, yeah, I was like, did I get this at some other time? No. Got a couple of these incineration waves. Faster flaming edge charge, that will just get my ass killed quicker than before. Increased evasion distance, sounds pretty nice. Faster AG recovery, sounds amazing. Increased critical, sounds of Jesus, this one is so expensive. Increased weak point damage, everything's so expensive, man. Alright, perfect, and then weak point. Let's go with those two. Increased critical damage sounds pretty nice. Also, I would like to get these Rending Flash and Incineration Wave, but I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. What do we got around here? AG stuff, increased ailment status, I like that one. Increased mid-air damage over limit extension, ailment bonus damage, AG, nothing really too fancy, nothing really all that fancy around here, so, why not just go through them, you know? May as well finish this one off. Elemental attack plus 30. Can we get this one? No, we can't get anything because we only have 200. Cool. Reduced arc casting time during combos. Be pretty nice. Boost strike damage over limit extension. Strengthen magic charge. Increases the amount of damage dealt after charged arts. Oh, that sounds pretty nice. Increase anti-dragon. Actually, I'm gonna get this considering it seems like we've been dealing with dragons a lot more lately. Good lord, this one, faster AG recovery. So expensive, so expensive. This one, increased weak point damage. I like the sound of that. AG recovery, increased BGA battle start. I want this. Boost strike damage, I guess we'll buy this one then. Penetration plus 50. Nice. Okay, doke. Increased critical hit rate, counter attack damage, strength and counter edge. That sounds pretty nice. AG, counter edge, AG, boost gauge, perfect evade guard, boost strike, boost gauge. This one actually increase boost gauge from enemy defeats and the damage itself be pretty nice. AG, near death, mid-air evasion, boost gauge, boost gauge, boost gauge. Can I afford all of these? Yeah, I can, so I'm going to afford all these. Increase BGA battle start from enemy downs and enemy defeats. It also gives us plus 10 defense. Beautiful. C'est magnifique. Alright, Novice Solo Training Grounds, which I still have yet to do. Yeah, forgetting about that. Art Casting Mobility sounds fantastic, so let's buy that one immediately. Counter Edge, Rod Limit, Thingamajig, Rod Extension, Attack, Time Limit, AG for Perfect Guard and Evading. Faster AG recovery. Could get this, get the elemental defense 10. Could also get this, resistance plus 30. Well, no, let's get this one. This one sounds fun. I'm 30 short. I did the math wrong in my head. Oh well. AG from critical, AG from enemy defeats, faster AG, boost gauge, strength and counter edge, counter attack, increased near death, AG, BG, increased awakening attacks, strength and counter edge. Strength counter edge. Okay, so none of these are really all that fancy. Okay, so quick math, that would be roughly... Yeah, okay, we're good. We can buy all of these. So, elemental attack plus 40. Sure, why not? Sounds good to me. We kind of got just a bunch of, like... skills that I'm not too crazy about are the ones we have left. So, just kind of can buy whatever I can afford and just go with it. Grape! I like grapes.
There's something I just don't get.
There's a lot of things I don't get, buddy.
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
Yeah, there
True,
should be.
but going on what we witnessed in Pillaging, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
Hey, same.
You and me both. Though we are Renan by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Oi. But before we get a move on, there was something that I was thinking about. So we've got, never before, I don't think. Like, they haven't mentioned that it's happened before, and it seems to be a fairly new thing, considering all of Lenegis is up in a upheaval about it. But, they never, like, Lenegis never transformed, shot down a wedge down to Dahna, and siphoned their energy that way. Granted, there's never been a coup, a riot, anything like that, so it could just be because of that, but I'm wondering if somehow maybe Naori could either see into the future, or if she just had some sort of prophecy, premonition, whatever you want to call it. And that's why she was like, okay, Alphen, I need you to go 300 years in the future and be there to put an end to Lenegis and Rena, whatever grand mastermind is behind all of this, put an end to their plans. I want to trust you with this task. Like if she knew somehow that this was all going on, and that's why she set the cryogenetic sleep to 300 years, and for him to awaken at this time. It's the only thing I could think of as to why Alphen would have awakened at this particular moment in time. It's the only thing I could think of, so I'm thinking there might be something to that. I think there might be something to that. But then again, you know, it's a shot in the dark.
Doe?
Ray?
Faria.
Me?
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait, don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dahna already.
There's some bad blood here, isn't there? She's the one in
Nothing to
Dolim's
say?
memories, right?
Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Dahnan rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
And from that flashback that we saw, though, Dolim didn't mean to kill the guy. He just was acting in self-defense. So... Oh, this is cool. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. What's gonna happen with that? Oh, that's exciting.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Don't apologize for that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
I guess we never
Each of us
saw
have
that.
our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
Why are we
The
surprised?
mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Ah, bruh.
Did you
do
mean
you.
what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
I really like Dohalim. I really like him. Oh, just haunted by his past. The sins of his past. It's always so cool. It's always so cool hearing him talk. he's very quickly, he became one of my favorite characters in its entire game. Like, I like everyone a whole lot, but God, I really, using astral arts to put out fires and stuff. That's cool. But yeah, Dohalim, he was the one I knew, like, the least amount about. Him and Kisara. I knew the least amount about them during the demo. And they're the last ones we got in our party. They've become, especially Dohalim. He's become such an interesting case. Like, what exactly is going on in that head of his? What exactly has he done? We know a pretty good amount of what he's done. And the way that he's dealt with it is, he's such a fascinating character. He's so cool. Alright, where are we going now? I was kind of expecting us to just kind of quickly get into the next area, but there's a whole lot of city we're traversing at the moment, and not a whole lot happening. As I say it.
Wow,
Pretty fountain.
This place is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's alright.
It must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You
A little
think?
park.
Man, these Renans sure know how to live it up, don't they?
We live it up.
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dahna, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagin. That was a lifetime ago now.
The one that you
Tarnagin.
killed, the one we saw at the
He
beginning.
was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
And Faria, the one that's got
He
the
was
right to
once
his
my
life.
dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed.
That would explain a lot, yeah. I kinda had a feeling. It was something like
Despite
that.
Faria's lower class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagin and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
They all look at plain Jane except for
A
Dohalim.
friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
Yeah, it's like you're a main character
I
almost.
suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
Not in a bad way, though.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
You've really opened your heart up lately, haven't you, Shion?
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagin and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagin had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnigan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait. Don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Dahnans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today.
It's easy to wallow in despair, though.
So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always.
It's Kisara, actually.
I shall do my best to heed your advice.
I really like Dohalim. My god. Hearing that, it's just... so good. So well done. He's such a likable guy.
Do
Got
you
so much
think
trauma,
he'll be
but...
all right?
Oh, you heard
Yeah,
that, did you,
I
Alphen?
think so. He's got Kisara.
Indeed,
It's important
indeed.
to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Yeah, you're learning, though. You're doing a good job of it, too.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
No. That was, the other,
Alphen.
the other one.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
No. Nice. Freaking love fountains, man. Anything that has to do with water is just so nice. Waterways, fountains, things like that. And then there's sewers, I suppose. Sewers are... But I suppose, that Alki guy would... And I'm not talking about an alcoholic. He didn't know either, I'm guessing. He didn't know exactly what went on either, so he's probably gonna tell Atharia about what exactly went on. Be a good friend to Dohalim and be like, hey, that's what actually happened.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Oh, cool. So that's... Oh, fast travel point. Question about that. But yeah, I'm wondering if now he's gonna tell her, and then that's... Well, then again, how will he tell her, considering... I think she just got kidnapped. Just got body snatched by that red woman. Alright, that was to see me, or yada 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 yada. Alright, what do I got? Ooh. I can make it. Now I'm gonna make it. Craft and equip. Beautiful. C'est magnifique. Alright, salt shot. Good lord. You can tell we're not... Jeez, these weapons are strong. 79, 82, 70. Alright, craft and equip it. Thank you. Historia Rena. Ooh, that sounds cool. Radiant Light Part 3. Don't have any dark mains, so I guess we'll make this one. There you go. Gundam Rena. Ooh. What's this? Pink protector. This is supposed to be a cat. Yeah, a cat shield with a lovely pink coating. Actually, I like the look of it. It looks really cool. Huh. I really like that, actually. Alright, but this one's better, so yes, please. And then the Caduceus Rene. And call him up a seal. Alright, Caduceus. Let's make this one. And Castus Rene. Which we don't have the Indomitable Gargantuan 2 bones. Don't have enough. Alright. Sell. Armor. Yeah, we'll sell this one. Battle suit. Sapphire one piece. Silk robe. And the Brigandine. Alright. Anything else? I don't think so. Cool, thank you. Buy, sell. Yeah, nothing to sell. No commodities to sell. Buy grape gels now, but I'm not too concerned about that. Life bottles we're good on. Everything else is pretty alright. Armor, diamond mail. Slightly worse than what I've got. Unless I want more elemental. Technically, I would say that this diamond mail is better than whatever it is I've got equipped, considering it's only a -5 and a -7, compared to the +48 that we get. So technically better, but I don't think I'll be buying it for them, considering it's only slightly technically better. This one maybe. This one is the diamond cape for Dolim is the thing that I would potentially buy, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Craft accessories. Yeah, this transfer skill is what I got now, where we can put, like say this warrior emblem, we can put something on there from one of these skills. Oh, actually, look at that. We have like those resurrection or the revival charms, but apparently you can't actually upgrade them, which means that they're complete crap. Alright, craft accessories. I rather not manage ranch. Hey, so down on Dahna, we got this ranch. Can you, like, I don't know, do something with that? Like, can you, like, send down, like, a message saying that we need to, you know, send the food up here and put these things on there? Yeah, cool, awesome. Thanks, buddy. You're just a lifesaver. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
I don't need to rest, but I am hungry. So, oh, that sword. Oh, it looks so good. Oh, it looks so good. Ah, I love it. I love it. Alright, system will save, considering why not. Data saved. Man, it's been an hour and a half, and we've barely done anything. We've barely done anything. Goodness. Let's rest, because I need to eat something. I think probably this one, to be quite honest, considering I'm over-leveled, so I don't need to worry about defense or attack. And getting more of this sounds pretty nice. It extends the time, but makes it why not?
Whoa, that came out perfect.
I feel like that might have been the first time I've ever cooked with her. Regardless. Alright. Honor to serve you all, my lord, truly. Cool. Sounds like we're probably going to be getting into something fancy. Oh yeah, yeah we are.
Damn it, Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
They look fancy as well.
Well, so much for them.
That depends on them. Yeah. I guess that's a negative. That is a negative. I don't have...
Lord Dohalim of Elden Men is here. I command you.
Threats to the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one. It's almost too strong.
That's so much stuff just happened to all of us. They want to fight, then we'll give them one. Oh, their armor's so strong. Leave it to me. Kisara went over limit. Okay, so I think actually, yeah, crash in the armor. Are you the one that I've been beating on? Yeah, you are. Cool.
I'll take you all on.
This fight's kicking off immediately. Like there was just it's so nice. There's just no like downtime with this one. There's no downtime. We were just all going into it. Up, down, and swing it around. Oh, yeah. There we go. Shion and Law. Back into the middle of things now. Beautiful. I'm thinking about maybe changing up my my attacks, my party a little bit. Double demon thing. Alright. Oh, this guy's close. This guy's close. Well, he's probably gonna be dead before he's anything else. Alright. This one now, and then just that one with the giant lance. Alright, cool. Oh, can we? We cannot. That was a negative. Alright. Oh, well. Oh, is he dead? I think he's dead, because, yeah, we're fighting this guy now. Out of nowhere. And finish it up. Xion and Alphen. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
Well, with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Yeah, but some of those might be the same. 4,000 experience points. Was those guys high level, or was it just my XP boost that gave me all of that? Either way, I'll take it. Alright, I'm thinking about taking her off, putting Law and considering breaking guard. Probably would be better. I think this probably would be a better setup for now. Alright. Alright, so now we've got diverging paths, and this is the wrong way to go, so you know, that's the way we are going. Great gel, a giant freaking mantis, fantastic. Can't wait till we go over there and fight that thing. And it just to be a basic enemy. Like those giant dogs we have to deal with from time to time. They're all like green, radioactive looking. I like it. Hey, you. I think you only hit one of them. Which is the one that I was telling you to hit, so, you know. Good going on that, but... was kind of hoping for... Can we? Yes, we can. Law and Xion. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, Law, why not? Smack them while they're up. Ow. Came out of nowhere with that one, didn't he? Alright, and... I was hoping that she was going to come in from where the camera was focused on, but apparently not. Dance. Another one down. Now the alpha and one more baby. Alright. Hey, yeah, Doling. Deal with the alpha for us. Yeah, tie his legs up. Nice. Alright. What level are these guys, though? 44, so we are on level with them. We are on level with these enemies. Alright, Dolim and Mick. Gotta finish it up. Fantastic. The soaring light spear. Beautiful. Landed into his death.
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
Dark Mane, yeah, now we can go back and get some of those better weapons as well. Probably will find one later on, though. Actually kind of want to not deal with this. I kind of want to actually not deal with this. What is it? It's level 44, so it's just right on there. On par with us. Alright, Lo. Go over, Lemon. We're gonna see something fun here, or are you just gonna show that off? Alright. You in a row? Yeah, this thing's actually going down pretty quick. Yeah. Beautiful. Thundery Tenebrous Claw. Classic. Double Demon Fang. This thing looks really cool, though, I gotta admit. It's a big enemy, though, and I'd rather not deal with big enemies, considering outside of big enemies that are bosses or like special enemies, they typically don't give us all of that. So yeah, I'm kind of not too interested in this. I'm getting no HG at the moment. I got a counter edge though, which was beautiful. I'll just tank that hit. And I'll just kind of tank that hit. I do wish, like, doing it immediately. All right. Even when they were, like, when on low, like I have the thing in my strategy is like when you're on low health, you know, try to avoid the enemies. Try to avoid them being in the thick of things. I like that, but at the same time, I was hoping that they would try to take some hits, like maybe just do like basic normal attacks that you don't got to worry about, like getting stuck in. Like focus on evading, but try to get a hit in every now and again. Yeah, like look at this thing. It's knocked Law down into the red a couple times, and it's like the third Mystic Art Law's done in this fight alone. I love it, but God, I wish it did a little bit more damage. Apparently his Mystic Art doesn't really do all that much. Ow, 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 ow. Try harder after he already did all the attacks. Alright, what else? Hey, Xion. Oh, now it's me. Whatever. May as well just do it. Scarlet Inferno! There you go. I was kind of hoping that it was going to be, I was kind of hoping that it was just going to be done. It can't be. It can't have much. Can't have much left. There we are. Now let's see how much amazing experience points we get for defeating that giant Zoogle.
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
Just a little under 2,000.
In high demand, if that's the case.
Yeah, actually, let's heal up first. So, may as well apply that. Which I haven't showcased this off, actually. I did it during whenever I was doing the grinding, with those slimes that were level 54. But whenever you go to the arts, and you could do this in all of the old Tales of games, so this isn't something that was new to me. You can just go to their arts and apply them. So you can use, you know, Xion's Healing Circle to heal everyone up. Or you can use Doling's Cure for somebody that's a little bit more in need. Well, all of the dogs backed up from where I was. They was all together, but now not so much. Now these guys, level 44, apparently they give you a lot of experience though. And honestly, these soldiers have been more of the easy fights to deal with. Ow! He jumped up and got me all the way from down there. Okay. Hey, Kisar. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good move. Alright. Stupid dodging, dashing enemy. I am also an idiot, considering we have that guard over there with a shield, and we need to focus on that guy. And it looks like this is the only dog left, so that's good. Ah, beautiful. Alphen and Xion. Consider yourself finished. Alright. He's definitely not going to be able to get that. Didn't even know he was in his overlimit. Apparently we're in the part of the game where everyone likes to use their mystic arts so quickly. I do appreciate this though. I remember in one of these Tales of games that you could get like every time that you hit an enemy you would get like a little bit of SP. And after you got so much SP, you could even go up to like 200%. I think that was Vesperia. I think it was Vesperia. And it was actually terrible considering there'd be like one enemy remaining, and the enemies would decide, or the AI would decide like, hey, now would be a good time to do the, now would be a great time to do that attack. When one enemy, one weak little like wolf enemy, and so I ended up actually turning Mystic Arts off, considering I just never had the power when I needed it. I never had the powers that I needed when I needed them. So I'm glad that it's like this instead, where it's just over limit and it's just a random attack.
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
I came from that way, so there's a secret hidden area over here. What do you got? What do you got for me? Shortcake recipe. Alright, sure, why not? A couple guards over there. Always love moments like this where it's just like, hi, enemies. I'll come kick your ass later. I heard the noise, which made me think that we lost our power. We lost the oh, beautiful, beautiful. We lost our frequent fighter miles, which is a shame, but oh well. I was kind of slow on it. Alright, just used everybody's boost attacks immediately. Beginning of this fight. Did a nice way to get everybody down a little bit. Ow. Alright. I'm up here dodging. And Law's over there tanking hits. Even though I'm the one that's lower in health. I think I might have less defense than Law. So, thinking about that, I haven't seen any herbs lately. Haven't used any herbs lately. Oh yeah, and I also thought of something else whenever I got the checkpoint, the fast travel checkpoint. Made me think of something. Yeah. Oh, thank God I did that perfect dodge, because that would have been a death sentence, I'm pretty sure. Alright, dueling.
That's what my shield's for.
That's what your shield's for, indeed, but everything charges us. And you never have your attack ready, considering it does a lot of good for us. Vacuum blade. Ouch. Okay, now I got this one, huh? Vacuum blade, dragon swarm, double demon fang, mega sonic thrust. Up we're going, and then there we go. I was expecting to do like a mirage and then do this, but that works out. That works out. Flaming pillar, fire. So cool, so cool. All right, double demon fang, and Kisar. Why not top up our defenses again? As soon as I did that, he dodged. He did the little dash attack. Nice shot. Ow, ow, ow. The flames in my heart desire to be let free. Ow, ow, ow. Honestly, I don't really mind the dash attack, considering you almost always get a counter edge on it. Double demon thing. And why not a mega sonic thrust as well? Beautiful. Ah, try harder. Ah, and healing circle to finish it off. Renwell and Alphen. Supreme Altar. Gotta love that attack.
This should come in handy with crafting weapons.
Yep, we ran out of our bonus at that point. Too bad, so sad. Alright, what do we got hidden back here? But also, yeah, I want to look at this real quick. So we can travel. Oh yeah, we can fast travel anywhere. So yeah, we're on Lenegis. We can fast travel here, but we can also just fast travel back to Moscow or anywhere else. So, I was kind of thinking that it was going to be locked off, considering we're here on Lenegis. Like, finish Lenegis and then you can travel back to whatchamacallit. But apparently we're fine. Alright, well, we got two of them. I suppose that'll do as well for now. The hit and runs. No. I know, I can see what you were trying for. Denied. Alright. You know what? Blah, blah, blah. Magic! The best. And let's try one of these. And we'll turn it into this. It's a normal Scarlet Outburst. Or Inferno. You know, whichever way you want to call it, I suppose. La and Xion. Beautiful. Dohalim. Can you, how many? Just this one. Really, just that one. God. So annoying. So frustrating. Good lord. I'm doing it again, huh? No, that's Simon's Law. Alright, Xion and Alphen. Beautiful. Hey, I did my counter edge on you. You're supposed to stay there and take it. Alright, Mr. Guard. If this doesn't kill you, we will definitely have a strike attack ready. But that killed you. Alright.
With this,
beautiful.
I can become even stronger.
Yeah, totally. Oh, a whole bunch of everything. Oh yeah, we got that one artifact, so now we get a bunch of ore from all of these. And I was just complaining about not having any herbs. And look at that, look at that. Alright. But time to use them. I was wondering if I did actually have a couple of them. Max health, huh? I'm just gonna give that to Alphen. I'm just gonna give that to me. Oh, I have another one. We'll give it to Law. Why not? I feel like Law takes a bit of a beating. Raises attack when used. I'm gonna give that to myself again. I'm greedy. Elemental attack. Okay, we'll give that to Rinwell, considering I want her to just be overpowered when it comes down to magic attacks. Alright, and we're good to go. We're good to go. Can we get into this fight? Nope, don't think so. Just, again, just a second too late. Alright, you wanna do that? I'll let you. I'll let you. Alright. It's a whole lot of everything all of a sudden. Just everything back to back. And can we? Nope, nope, nope. I can't even move at the moment. I was kind of hoping you would attack more in the middle of the enemies, but I mean, what do I expect? I was focused on this target. I do wish that it was like more of a opportune moment, you know, like just using Dolim's attack would be like, oh, this is a group of enemies that are doing the thing. Probably be more opportune to be using it on them. Alright, double Demon Fang. Oh my god, nope. We were just about there, but he was able to land and do that little dodge attack. Just in time. Alright, Renwa, do something. Fantastic. Hey, Shion, keep him knocked. Yeah. Ah. And Renwa, Law. Beautiful. Beautiful. And now for the last one. Now for the sniper. Why is the sniper always the last one alive? Because you're hiding in the back. Beautiful. Beautiful.
There's always room for improvement.
We're getting some pretty good experience though, gotta admit. Even though these guys are on our level, getting some pretty good experience. Okay, we do have access to that, so I'm thinking we'll do this. I'm gonna try and perhaps get both of these ones together. We'll just use it. Just use it. Just use it. I was wanting to try to get both of the those giant beasts. The dual fangs. I can't remember what they're called. Like the name's on the tip of my tongue, but I just can't remember. I was trying to get both of them together, but oh well. Did I? I don't think so. I don't think it worked out. Alright, Dohalim and Rinwell. Huh. That's in the middle of everything. I should be doing some extra high damage. There, D9. Shouldn't have messed with the best. Unfortunately, we don't have the best with us. Oh, so sorry. So sorry. I don't even... Was I getting shot at? I did a counter edge. I did a perfect evade, but I don't even know what I was getting hit by. Break it. Break it. Break him faster. Yeah, Shion. Finish it off. Doling. Another one's down, and another one's down. Now just the humans. Now just the humans. Alright, do that attack. May as well do mine. Yeah, there we go. I see that magic attack. And I see you're not doing it anymore. And Shion, Kisara. Prepare to crumble. Alright, I'm gonna go up here a little bit. I feel like I don't spend enough time in the air anymore. So let's spend some time up here in the air. See some sights. Alright, yeah, I'm all up. Law, do it. There's so many, like, words, so many noises, so many voices right now. It's always crazy in the middle of a fight. Like, I'm talking, they're talking, the enemies are talking, everyone's talking.
That was a little close for comfort.
Not really. I thought that was a pretty good fight. Well, that was a pretty good fight. The mantises are way more annoying. Those giant mantises are way more annoying. Just a whole lot of basic enemies like that aren't too bad. Not too bad. Teleport. Teleport me somewhere. Ooh. Ooh.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Yeah, not much of an
Whoa,
entrance.
I thought this was sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yeah, alright. Sovereign powers, go! I was about to say, I don't really know what I'm doing, just moving my hands around. Maybe something will happen. There we go.
Yes! It opened!
Ooh.
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
Ooh. Magical.
What?
What the?
Pretty. Is this memories from 300 years ago? It is indeed.
Alphen.
I saw that like the sepia tone and I was like, huh?
You
Naori.
again.
You again. Not too happy about her right now.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Dahnan. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Touché. Touché.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dahna. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
Unfortunately, that was not the end of it. Spoiler alert. Did they all see that?
What the hell just happened?
They all saw
That
that.
vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Didn't you hear them talking? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
Yep.
But
Yeah,
how is
like-
that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Dahnan astral energy rushing over us.
I thought I was just
felt
reacting
it
to
Not
Alphen.
for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the Wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dahna's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
Ooh.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
Probably just reacting
we
to
have no
Alphen,
way
right?
of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all.
No doubt.
So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those.
Cool.
Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
Yeah.
I can't just pretend like the past never happened.
Don't got much of a
Besides,
choice.
If it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dahna from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too, if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Ah, what
Whether
a
you're in
man.
Dahna or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you.
You falling in love with me all over again?
Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
I'm willing to bet on a boss fight. You know, just call it a sneaking suspicion, but I'm gonna guess. I'm just gonna hypothesize that perchance, past this door, past this entrance, this doorway, this walkway, in that wide open room, we just might. Hey, livestock, I reached maturity. All right, I'm heading back. Alright. Let's see what's in store for us. Pretty room. It really does look good. You don't really sit to admire the architecture enough, I feel like. Oh, that's, yeah, her name. I already forget.
Falia,
Yeah,
how
that's
did you get in here?
I was thinking
Wait.
Fenris.
Something about her isn't right.
Eyes are all gloomed over.
What's
Oh,
wrong with
glazed.
her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
And is that? It is indeed the Dark Master Core. So what, is the Red Woman possessing Faria? Ooh. You got us a present? Ah, you shouldn't have. Oh, that looks cool. It looks kind of funny.
Preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes.
Alright. Tormented limbs. Ah. Tormented limbs. That's one hell of a name. Ah, I love it. 18-2-31-0. That's not even close.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master core?
Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the super, then we get some answers. Aim for the weak
Oh my god. That was so much going on all at once. Knock him down for a second. It's also looking a whole lot like a spider Zoogle of some sort. Hey, Shion, work some magic on that thing. And Kisara, let's give us some defense, yeah? Give us some defense. What's this guy's level looking like? 45, so we're actually under-leveled for this guy. Just as well, you're here to stop it. It's definitely way nicer seeing this thing with that attack as the... Wow. Wow, that was actually pretty impressive looking. Huh, I like it. And we dodging. He's got a lot of attacks, but I mean with 6 arms like that, it's no surprise. No surprise that he has a whole lot of combos for his attack. I'm hoping that I'm hitting the front from the behind like this. Kinda don't think I am, but, you know. Oh, look at that, I am. Wow. Alright then. Wow. Can you tell what's going on the screen? Because, honestly, I can't really. Back it up. It's such a cool attack pattern. I'm really enjoying it. I am going to hold off on Kisara's attack for a second, considering it's, when he's doing the charge attack, I might be able to get something good. Is he even attacking? Anyways, he's swinging forward, but we're all behind him, it looks like. Nice little twirl, 1870 critical hit attack. Youchie. Youchie. Eat dirt. Do you have your face? Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Face is up there. Oh, alright. Shion. Beautiful. Oh, that one. That one. Wait, he's weak to lightning attacks. That's handy to know. That's handy to know. I only have like one lightning attack though, so. Didn't even know Law had his. I didn't even know that he was in over limit. But apparently he was. Interesting. Okay, okay. Hey, Dolan. Work some magic, so why not? May as well throw one of those. That one. I lost my focus. That one? Not white? Now he's shooting a laser? Whatever. Whatever. As soon as your skin stops flashing blue, I'm gonna deal with you. Is this? I think so. Yeah, perfect. Perfect timing. He just stopped getting out. He got out of his over limit just in time for us to kick his ass. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, he's getting oh, charged up again. That attack, it's it's concerning, but at the same time, it's not really even that bad. Ow. Still anyone's fight. Ah, core break. Beautiful, beautiful. It doesn't end now, but, yeah, it definitely doesn't end now. Considering we're not going to be able to deal with that. Ow, ow, how about that? Run around, run around, run around, run around. Rule number one in anything. Never stand still. Standing still is just a death sentence. She's going to bring him back from death's abyss, so well. Dolan, why not? I'll take your hand. And take that one. Are we good? Are we good? Nope, he's still shiny blue. Did that a little too early, but oh well. Ow. 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 Thank you. I think those wind, I think that's our lovely Rinwell dealing with that one, right? And one of those. Hey, Dolan, work some magic. And I love it when they have like one hit point, and you just gotta get a normal hit on them. It's like, okay, okay, it's dead, but it's not technically dead yet. Alright, we defeated that. Wasn't too bad, wasn't too bad.
Her! Faria, can you hear me? Faria!
Doesn't seem so.
She's preparing
Another one?
another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Nice.
Forgive me.
Oof. Gut punch. Well, it looks like I brought her back to her senses at least.
Man, I thought we were goners.
It wasn't that bad.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Always thinking about others, Dolan.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
Yeah, probably.
In that case.
I'll take her off your hands.
You? Our Elky friend, yeah?
What are you doing here?
Ava, not Alki.
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
What a nice guy. Had a feeling something like this was going to happen.
He seems like a good friend.
Yeah, he does.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under
What even happened
orders
to that
from
guy?
Almadria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim.
Because he has nothing to atone for?
I know it hurts to hear.
Oh,
but
no.
those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already passed, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
I like the way they
That's
went
what
about that
living's all
instead.
about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
I like that.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion.
Huh?
Thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well.
Nice.
I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Faria, the pawn.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
I mean, yeah.
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
Yeah,
The
but that's
same person
metagaming.
who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
But it's also a good thing, considering they're watching us, manipulating people around us to attack us, which means they're not quite too confident in dealing with us, right? They're having others do the dirty work. Either that or they think we're not worth the time.
Manuel? Do you hear something again?
One of the two.
Yeah. It's that voice.
Voices.
The will of Dahna's astral energy.
Or at least what we've been calling that. Whether it actually is or not is another thing altogether. Ooh. Ooh, anime cutscene. Oh, this is back then. Yeah. This was back whenever Naori and Alphen were doing the ceremony. Mark of the Maiden, Mark of the Sovereign. Doesn't look like anybody's watching. Also, the area just looks so corrupt. Thorny vines, things like that. I wonder if that has something to do with the thorns itself.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
Ooh. Ah, and that's the thorns. The birth of the thorns, huh? Oh, that was fucking cool. That was so cool, I didn't even censor myself that time. Oh well. I like that. So, we did this, something went amiss, that created the thorns inside Naori, which then cursed the ancestors, I suppose? Or the generations to come? Alphen? For a second? What? Huh. Oh. I'm enjoying this. Oh. Alphen going bestial? Oh yeah. Naori cursed with thorns and Alphen. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Some dark power slumbers within. So is it the Sovereign and the Maiden? Are those the curses, actually?
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were, I
must be insane, because I thought that was so cool.
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her, it reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
Looks to be the case. Looks to be the case indeed.
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
Yeah, indeed.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
I think you're right.
Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
Interesting.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience.
Ooh.
If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
Probably. Well, if it's darkness, it probably wants complete darkness.
Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dahna.
But the will of Dahna is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dahna's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure.
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Yeah, not right now.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dahna's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Ah, this is getting good. This is getting real good.
All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
Nah, yeah.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
It's good to talk about things.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way.
Okay, so I was thinking, it's like, so that void, that like monster that we saw, like absorbing into Naori's soul, I suppose. I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna talk for a second here. It seems like we have Ifrit, the Spirit Lord of Fire. Yeah, we already fought him, already defeated him, and then we also saw Sylph, the dragon. We saw that wind one up at the top of the tower. We've also got the other ones, the earth and the water. Or is it light? I don't know, actually. Probably water, huh? Yeah, I'd assume it'd probably be Undyne, the water spirit. And then Gnome, the earth spirit, which, it's exciting. All of those are on Dahna, which we can go through those beams of light and deal with them. So now I'm thinking, are there going to be a light and dark one as well? We haven't seen a light one yet, I don't think, unless that one in Cyslodia is light. Actually, is there even one in Cyslodia? We had the Menancia, we had... No, it wasn't. No, I don't know about that one. I don't know about water or light. We haven't really seen any of those in our field guide. We have Untamable Rage, which it seemed like this one might be water, but I got to the end and it wasn't Undyne. It was just a giant slime. So I don't think that's one of the lights. I don't think. Definitely these two, though. The Spirit Temple and the Farewell Mage. The temple is Earth, so that's got to be Gnome, which is... Back in the day, that Gnome was the name of the Earth Spirit. Back in the old Tales of, he was the Earth Spirit. And with this one, Sylph, the Wind one. Which we have seen that one. We have seen that one. Level 70, because we are way underleveled for that one, but still. So it makes me think maybe there's going to be a light one. Might be friendly even. And then there might be a dark one, which is probably Shion's Thorns. And also, if that's the case, does that mean that she has some sort of mastery over the Dark Master Core? Like she holds the Fire Master Core, but does she also hold the Dark Master Core? I'm thinking she might. Considering we have the Blazing Sword, I'm thinking she might have some sort of sway, some sort of power because of the thorns over both the fire and the dark. I can't even remember anymore. How did Shion come to having the Fire Master Core? Shouldn't Lord Balsef have had that? I feel like he should have had that. Maybe she stole it and that's why the guards were after her. Why would it have stuck with us then? I don't know. So many little things that are just like I'm not exactly 100% on, but very interesting. Oh, very interesting. Seeing visions.
That vision we saw, it was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dahna might be involved somehow?
Don't know
Maybe
about
it's
that.
trying to tell us something. But what?
And
well,
why?
it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost-type stuff.
Yeah, he's
That's
not
your
too far
grand
off.
theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
Might not be too far
Wait.
off, to be quite honest.
He might be closer to the mark than you think.
Yeah, see?
What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place?
Yeah.
And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
I'm
You
wondering.
think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
That's
I am
impossible.
merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dahna's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Nah,
Whatever
stranger
it
things have
was,
happened.
It survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent.
No, regardless, it's important to keep an open mind about stuff like that. Hey, our livestock has reached maturity yet again. Now, I'm pretty sure... Well, what is this? We're walking automatically. Okay. I'm pretty sure that... This is a strange point for me, considering... something I heard.
Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past.
Ooh, is that like a... Hey, this is the game talking. Finish your shit now, because this is getting close to the end.
I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
Maybe. Turn back for the time being. Yeah, well, okay, actually we'll leave it at this, considering. I'm gonna turn back for the time being just to save, but then I'll probably move forward, but I'll leave it at the screen for a second just because I need to say something. I saw something. Yeah, I was trying not to watch the U.S. ambassador, the English ambassador, Kiara from Hololive. I was trying to not watch too many of her streams because I wanted to play this myself. But then I did see something that at she put out a tweet that like the final Tales of Arise stream for her, and I was like, oh really? She's already at the end, and I just kind of clicked on it, you know, just like curiosity got the better of me, and it was actually, I'm pretty sure, this very point right here, that she was saying that she could not stream anymore past this very point, which got me thinking, it's like, oh god, is there something that I gotta know? Can I not stream past this point myself? But I looked into it. I looked on Twitter, you know, I looked at, you know, Bandai Namco's website, just looked for everything I could for, you know, streaming guidelines on this game, and could not find a single thing. Could not find a single thing that said, hey, you can only get to so-and-so point and then no more. You can't play anymore. So I'm guessing that was more of just like a Hololive thing, and I'm not affiliated with Hololive in any way, shape, or form, for better or for worse. And as much as I love them, I'm not affiliated with them, so I don't see any reason why I have to stop right now. And just to make sure, I did a double check and I looked on YouTube just to see, you know. And I mean, there's definitely videos past this point, so apparently some people, apparently for them, Hololive or whatever, they could only get to this point. But I'm not affiliated, so we get to keep going.
I just need a little time first.
Make sure I go whatever comes next. I'm prepared. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna save the game just in case it is the final, like the finality. I do kind of actually want to call it, considering we're getting close to time. You know, we've went a good bit, but I'm so curious. And I mean, if this is just a fight, then let's go.
Soon.
Yeah.
Face anything.
If it's just a fight,
Whatever
if it's a boss fight, I think we're fine. Yeah, like, I feel like I should call it, but we're gonna keep going. Only ways forward.
To save Shion and Dahna. Nothing I learned can change that.
Let's get going, and hopefully this won't take like 3 or 4 hours before I get to another decent save point. I said I needed to wait, but then I went forward anyway. I don't know. Alright, so yeah, let's see what these untrodden grounds be like. Something all the way over there. This is looking familiar. This is looking like that.
What is it?
Isn't this where...
through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Sure. We can check it out.
Yeah, this area looks like the area that we were in before.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
Nah, I'm definitely very interested in seeing what they were researching on the Forbidden Zone.
For the people of Lenegis, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
And there was definitely
Strange
non-sovereigns
doesn't
in
cover
this
it.
room.
If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How did they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Yeah, they got
Did no
scientists
one
in
ever
here.
talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
I feel like sovereigns would be, but
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Alright. An operating table. Many subjects undoubtedly never came back alive from their operations on this. Yeah, way to brighten up the room. That's a very widescreen monitor. Good God.
I think I can make this work.
What are you planning on doing, though? Ah, yes. Scribbles.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
Nope.
These are experiment records by the looks of it.
It'd be pretty great if he
Reams
said
of
no.
them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Dahnan astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure taking the form of a Dahnan.
I wonder who that could be.
Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign!
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the master cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to
Really?
mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
Well, no
What about
surprise
the
there.
Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait. I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name,
Not available. Not available. Alphen. I mean, it's no surprise.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
We kind of already knew that, didn't we?
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Ah,
Test
interesting.
subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name,
Volron?
Volron.
Uh-huh.
Volron? But
Said
that
he was
means...
Dahnan as well.
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
That also means he's Dahnan, though, right?
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
And they lived very different lives in the past 300 years. Well, I guess Volron was probably more recent.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Probably not. Probably not.
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena.
Huh.
The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
So what, they go to Rena and then just get executed or something?
Even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
I can't think of anybody else.
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Yeah, some security logs or something?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results.
Nah, it's not interesting.
There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately.
Who compiled all this information?
I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
Alright, and now spends the...
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign. And Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
Oh boy. I feel like we're now time to spend the rest of this episode reading. But first, let's get about it, yeah?
Only 2 Sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything.
Yeah.
It's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah. We wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
What great friends.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
Oh boy. Alright, so now time to get to reading, huh? Select a topic to explore. This is actually interesting stuff, though. I'm gonna get a drink before I do this, considering I feel like my throat's gonna be going. Alright. Time to read. Sedative Mask. A device covering the wearer's whole face that restricts their mental activity. It was developed for the purpose of pacifying prisoners. Medical applications are also recognized, particularly as a means of preventing patients from sustaining mental trauma. However, doing so is not recommended, as prolonged use of the device carries the risk of inducing a number of adverse side effects. Addendum. Due to the loss of production facilities incurred from the partial destruction of Lenegis, additional devices will no longer be manufactured. Selected topic 2. Brainwashing report. After receiving reports of a robust new form of rule emerging in Dahna's water realm, a study was commissioned to investigate the matter in depth. And this is talking about Volron and all of that, huh? This system is unique in that it elevates only the Lord as the supreme authority while relegating both Renans and Dahnans alike to enslavement. Test Subject 10-10-5 serves as the realm's current lord, and has achieved this without the use of any special powers, drugs, or devices. Rather, it is done so by sheer governance. Given this method's effectiveness at population control, monitoring the situation will continue. Addendum 1. Collapse of cognitive facilities via extreme mental repression rooted in violence and fear has proved to be key to this style of rule. Once the subject loses its autonomy, they become desensitized to fear and subsequently cease to prioritize even their own personal safety. Though such a state is ill-suited for commanding officers, it remains an effective way to cultivate disposal infantry and slaves for manual labor. Addendum 2. Soldiers and Lenegis who have undergone this treatment will be asked to secure classified sectors as a trial. These results will be monitored. Which explains why we got some of them up here that are brainwashed. Alright, Lenegis. Large-scale astral energy converter that primarily converts the elemental composition of Dahna's astral energy and transmits it to Rena. Activation and control of astral energy conversion is achieved by placing the Sovereign Maiden and Rena's Alma within the central core of Lenegis. So that sounds like that's where we're probably going to be going, huh? It is comprised of classified and essential personnel at residence zones around a large conduit, along with a defensive layer surrounding them. This outer layer is deployed upon activation, unlocking the central conduit while simultaneously functioning as a stabilization mechanism. Due to its design, deployment of the outer layer is expected to cause damage to residential zones, so they knew about it, and they just went ahead with it regardless. Interesting. However, because that only takes place during the final stage of the spirit channeling ceremony, no contingency plan to address said damage is needed. Until that phase, Lenegis serves as the central base of operations for the management and execution of the crown contest on Dahna. Warning, any personnel with level 3 authority or lower is strictly forbidden from the classified zone. Any violators will be immediately executed. Interesting. Detachable harvester, that was the Wedge, okay. A massive spirit vessel placed on Dahna for the spirit channeling ceremony serves as the tip of Lenegis conduit, from which it separates. Upon landing in Dahnan waters, it extends 2 sets of conduit pathways. The vertical pathways connect to the center of Dahna. Meanwhile, the horizontal pathways proceed to envelop the entire surface of Dahna. Once activated, it links to the biological spirit vessels placed in each realm, effectively harvesting the planet's astral energy en masse. The accumulated energy is then transmitted to Rena via Lenegis. Because construction and adjustment take place in the Forbidden Zone's regulator area, Lenegis' outer layer must be deployed prior to launch. Intended to function semi-autonomously, only maintenance personnel are expected to manually interface with it when necessary. No other personnel is required for it to function. Addendum 1. Detachable Harvester 1 was lost on Dahna after exploding due to the rampancy exhibited by the Sovereign. Me. Yay. Addendum 2. Detachable Harvester 2's landing point will remain the same as that of the previous model. This is due to the explosion of the previous model, which altered the planetary topography, enabling easier connection to the center of Dahna. Okay. Interesting. What else? Master cores. Okay. All this stuff is very interesting. It's like, do I care about all this? Yeah, actually, I kind of do. Alright. Master cores are instruments of power containing astral energy that belongs to one of the 6 elements. 5 of these master cores, those with earth, water, fire, wind, and light, are loaned to Ren and Loritz at the time of the crown contest. Which really makes me think, why did Xion have the fire master core? Why did Balsep not? I guess she stole it. I guess, that's all I can think of. Only the Dark Master Core is maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Rena's Alma is ready to be reformed. Its existence kept top secret. So they did know about it. The higher-ups knew about it. Underneath the Master Core's spherical outer layer is a force-field crystal used for the purpose of astral energy containment and stabilization. Inside the force field, astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of their tenure, each lord competes in the crown contest to master a allotted type of astral energy. In the event of an emergency, each lord may be allowed to withdraw from the respective stock of astral energy as necessary. However, the extent allowed is determined based on the own individual strength. Addendum 1. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Rena's Alma materializes. Be advised that active Master Cores may resonate with other Master Cores located in close proximity and become unstable. Addendum 2. Due to the successful regeneration of the Rena's Alma, Master Cores will cease to be deployed and the crown contest will be permanently halted. Interesting. Huh. Spirit Cores. Spirit Cores are end terminals used for the collection of astral energy. When embedded in a biological subject, it establishes connections throughout its body. Are those little crystals that are on people's hands? Probably. These connections are used to amass astral energy generated from physical activity. Yeah, totally then. Which is then emitted from the host body itself. Because this emitted energy is prone to diffuse, the host must be placed within range of spirit vessel for the energy to be collected. It means that Dahnans must be employed to harvest the astral energy for the purpose of the crown contest. Given the difficulty in producing them, it is advised that spirit cores be retrieved from host bodies and reused upon their death. Spirit cores can also be embedded in Zeugles to control them via astral arts. Oh, interesting. So that's how they control them, huh? Addendum. Increased physical load on host body tends to produce increased astral energy emissions. Final confirmation of ideal workload to impose on host bodies without inducing death for maximum astral energy yields is still pending. Alright then. So it's still... They're still working on the finer tuning of that, but that is what we have learned. Lords. Alright, this one could be interesting. Each crown contest, 5 of the best qualified members of the Renan populace are chosen to act as lords, vying to serve as the next sovereign. During their tenure, they are granted level 3 authority as well as one of 5 elemental realms to administer, and its corresponding Master Core. Also, it is assigned an ID crest indicating their designated element. An ID crest? First time I've heard about that, unless I'm mistaken. The selection process is based only on astral artistry and physical and mental aptitude. Other variables such as age have no bearing whatsoever. Because only the strongest go on to become lords, the position itself does not inherently make an individual any stronger. So does that mean that we could have had like a 10-year-old or like an 80-year-old and it wouldn't have been any different? That would have been pretty funny, actually. Who let the kid in? That kid is the lord of this realm. Oh. Huh. It should be noted, however, that lords are not the only individuals capable of drawing out a Master Core's power. All Renans must take part in the selection process, and acceptance of the position is mandatory. Dolan mentioned that. It is not allowed for those deemed suitable to decline. Furthermore, in the event that an acting lord is incapacitated and can no longer serve in their position, a replacement must be quickly prepared. But we haven't done that quite just yet. They did that with Volron, apparently. Whoever the lord was in Ganatheros, they passed away or something happened. And Volron quickly was their replacement. But after, the riots started happening, after all the coup, they haven't sent anyone, unless they have been looking, or I don't know. These are strange times. Unique Adjustment Index Test Subject Report. Following is a report on the second successful case of Sovereign Test Subjects Experimentation. Volron. Test Subject 10-10-5, given name Volron. Although subject possesses high latent potential, it exhibits significant mental instability along with a strong distaste for following orders. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that one, didn't you? That means that he is Dahnan, though, right? Because they only tested on Dahnans. Unless maybe they didn't. Who knows? As such, the risk it posed surpasses even those of the last successful subject, itself a failure, and is therefore under consideration for disposal. Adamim, this is the first successful case in 300 years. Previously mentioned risk factors are now mitigated due to established control protocols. So yeah, Alphen was successful as sovereign 300 years ago, and recently, very recently, Volron was successful. Probably shortly before he took control of Ganatheros and Pillaging. Subject is to be evaluated under the assumption that Plan 2 will proceed and will be dispatched to Dahna, under the guise of serving as a lord. Under the guise? They're not going to tell us anything more about that. Okay, alright. The Sovereign and the Maiden, two very important ones. Sovereign acts as Lenegis' central control device for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. A Dahna subject serves as the base of its creation. In theory, ideal candidates possess equal affinity for every astral element. Really? We pretty much only use fire. I mean, we do use other attacks, but we have the blazing sword, so we kind of have more of a fire affinity. And Volron seems to have more of a water affinity. Interesting. However, such aptitude is statistically rare to uncover within real-world conditions. As a result, most subjects die during the adjustment period, and stability is still not guaranteed for those who survive it. The instability, coupled with Sovereign's power of astral manipulation, pose a high risk to the security of Lenegis if left unchecked. As such, stabilization measures must be put in place via the support mechanism while utilizing the Sovereign in the spirit channeling ceremony. Stabilization measures must be put in place via the support mechanisms. I guess this is probably relatively new, considering we didn't see any type of support mechanisms, unless we're talking about the Maiden. Huh. With Alphen's little flashbacks. Addendum 1. No effective alternate methods to perform the ceremony has been found. Trials on Dahna subjects are authorized to continue. Addendum 2. Unit 2 adjustments are a success. Subsequent adjustments are to be put on hold while extended observation takes place. And the Maiden. Maiden acts as the Sovereign support mechanism. Okay, so true. So she is. Okay. Makes sense. That makes sense. Acts as the Sovereign support mechanism for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. What are these ID crests? Am I crazy? I don't remember any of them. Must be forgetting about something. Rena's subject serves its functions, providing the Sovereign with the supplemental dark astral it lacks in tandem with the Rena's Alma. Oh. That would make sense considering, yeah. And I guess that power went berserk, which is why the thorns exist, huh? Alright. During the ceremony, it is partially responsible for astral energy conversion, as well as maintaining stability over the Sovereign's own powers. Additionally, the degree of intimacy between it and the Sovereign has been observed to positively impact the level of stability in both subjects. So was she forced to be kind? Was Naori forced to be kind to Alphen? Considering that line right there? And it happenstance, Alphen and Xion are quite close as well. Much closer than Alphen and Naori ever were, though, so things might work a little bit better this time around. I have a feeling that's probably going to happen. Because of this, trial activations of the Sovereign without the Maiden present are expressly forbidden. Furthermore, neither the Sovereign nor the Maiden are to be informed about the details of the spirit channeling plan. Yeah, I'm reading your data logs now, though. What you gonna do? Addendum 1. Mental instability in the Maiden has been deemed the cause of the past Sovereign's rampancy. Countermeasures must be considered. So, mental instability. I don't think it was Naori's fault. I think it was more just the fact that the dark astral energy was just way too much to control. And she went a little berserk with that. But Naori herself still seemed to be within her means. Addendum 2. In line with the plan adjustments, the current subject will have its maiden registration revoked and be returned to its original household. The current subject will have its maiden registration revoked. So there was a new maiden that they created for Volron, I assume. Or was that Xion? But then did she break out beforehand? She might have been an experiment in this lab as well. Huh. Well, there's all that. I don't think there's going to be anything on this side. We can walk over here, though, so we may as well. Jeesh. Yeah, nothing over here, so I don't know. Nothing worth our time over there. There's a lot of information just dumped on us. A lot of information we could have completely ignored as well. Alright, let's see where this takes us, and then maybe we'll call it after that. Maybe after we get past this teleport. Yeah, what do we got in here though? Life bottle 3. Fantastic as always. This was my bed, right? Room unchanged over 3 centuries. Like time itself has stopped here. That would not be a very comfortable bed. Unless it just completely conks you out, in which case, oh well. I guess you don't need a comfortable bed if you got technology to knock you out. And give you restful sleep. What's all this? A notice? This area will now be shut down as the project proceeds to its final phase. No wonder we don't have any scientists around here. See lots of numbers. Looks like logs of alignment between subjects and Lenegis proper. Very well. Equipment for monitoring subjects probably has a failure disposal mechanism as well. And a piece of chicken, right? No, great joke. No, for some reason there always is like a piece of meat in a chest hidden somewhere, like completely weird. A complete strange location. Another memory. I had a feeling. Oh, this is interesting. This is when we got the mask on us, so this is memories we have yet to actually remember. Hey, Naori. Oh, I missed the mask, kind of. Mask was cool.
Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have
Am I
to do
naked?
this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dahna. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill.
No, I think Alphen did actually remember this somewhat.
I'm sorry for what you've endured. Rena never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
It sounds like Naori actually means what she's saying, though.
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Alphen. Farewell.
I'll see your ancestors soon enough.
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes. And this starship along with it.
So stuff's still kicking off. And Naori put an end to it, huh?
I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try.
Yeah, he's dead otherwise, so may as well.
I hope it's enough.
Don't worry, it is.
Please, live for me, Alphen.
And as soon as he wakes up, he starts living one hell of a life. A slave that turns rebel, and now we're back on Lenegis.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Yeah, she's actually...
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
And she didn't plan for the 300 years of slumber.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything.
More ways than one.
More than I could ever hope to repay.
No one lives for 300 years. Yeah,
now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
Peace among everyone.
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight.
Damn
Naori
right.
was the one who put that mask on me. It made me Iron Mask.
Haven't heard that name in a
She did
long
it to
time.
prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
And now I have her great-great-great-granddaughter or something by my side. Things work out. Let's go. I'm definitely gonna call it soon, but I'm just constantly like, one more room. One more room. One more room. Okay. I don't know, man. It just feels so like... the timing feels so weird. It feels like we've got so much left to do, but at the same time I feel like we've got just next to nothing left to do. Is this a door? Maybe, but it's not one that we can open, so... Like, we opened up a door just to go into this room, and now there's that door, and what's beyond that door? What's past that door? I'm gonna call it... an agonizing decision calling it here, but probably for the best, you know? Probably for the best. Should I write a different save file, maybe? No, we can still head all the way back to Calaglia, so heck with it. Heck with it. We'll save it. We'll save it here. The game gave me like a, hey, this is getting towards like the end game. You sure you want to go in there? But it's fine. It's whatever. 51 hours. Typically that's, you know, somewhere between like 50 to 60 to 70 hours is how JRPGs go anymore. So yeah, we're probably getting pretty close to the end, you know? Honestly, what is today? Wednesday. So we probably will have... We'll definitely have one more stream of this on Friday. But past that, maybe we'll have another one on Tuesday, maybe Thursday. I just don't know. Like, we're still a low level to get all of that other stuff. And I do plan on streaming... You know, beating the Sylph, Undying Gnome, all of those elemental bosses, like Ifrit. But, you know, I don't know if that's going to be post-game stuff, or if that's going to be... If something's going to happen here, and then we'll have, like, one final, like, this is definitely it, but you're, like, level 60, so you might want to head back and deal with everything else. Like, who knows? Who knows? It's a very climatic moment that we're at right now, but it's feeling like it is also getting close to the end. But also, we don't have those outfits that we saw in that cutscene, so... I've got no idea. I honestly, truly just don't have a freaking clue. So we'll just keep going, yeah? We'll just keep going. On what, Friday, we'll keep going with this, see what's going on, and... we'll just take it one step at a time. Take it one step at a time. But yes, so thank you. I mean, like I said earlier as well, this is past where the Ambassador Kiara played through, so hopefully I'm not going to get in trouble for streaming that. But like I said, I just straight up could not find anything saying I couldn't do that. You know, I couldn't see any streaming guidelines. So I'm guessing that was more just of a HoloLive thing, so... not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it, and we'll see if I get dinged by YouTube afterwards. If so, sorry. If not, we'll keep going. But either way, we'll end it here for now, so... Thank you so much for stopping by, thanks for watching. As always, see you in the next one, and, you know, take it easy, alright? Take care, and I'll see you next time.